So we've already covered two things, two habits. Habit number one is what? I've got to work on becoming a peaceful person, right? Number two, I'm going to pray. Number three, I'm going to work. I'm going to work for peace. Okay, this is key. You don't just pray for it, but you work for it. What I mean by that is you do your part in settling disagreements when they come up, making sure you're on the same page with other people. It's your job to do this. I'm going to give you a few passages here, but let me tell you a little bit about the first one, okay? The first passage is found in the book of Philippians. Let me tell you what's going on with this book. There are 4 chapters in the book of Philippians. Okay? It's a very, very short letter from the Apostle Paul to a church at Philippi in Macedonia. I don't have time to go into the history of how that church was formed. It was a church that Paul loved dearly. They loved him dearly. They supported him in the ministry. They supported him financially. He was completely linked to this group of people who loved them dearly. When Paul writes these 4 chapters, this letter to the church of Philippi, he's in a Roman prison. Think about that. He's in jail. He's in prison for preaching the gospel. And so he's now linked to Roman soldiers, and he's writing this letter. And this is a book that is filled with incredible statements like in Philippians chapter 1, verse 6, he who began a good work and you will complete it. Isn't that a great promise, right? And in chapter 3, forgetting those things that lie behind and pressing toward the mark of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus. That's in the book.
Come here, what are you doing? I'm addicted to
Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice. That's in the book of Philippians. And don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God your needs. Don't forget to thank Him for His answers. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will accomplish your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. That's in the book of Philippians. So there's amazing, all these beautiful
Choco, where are you
statements in the book of Philippians.
You're sitting on your sister?
I can only envision him sitting in that dark
Why Choco? I don't smile like that.
He's trying to get his heart out to this group of people in a short
Beautiful
form
daughter.
because he can't write a lengthy treatise to them. And there's one thing that keeps bugging him. There's one thing he can't get off his mind as he's writing all these beautiful passages. And look at this thing that he added. Almost parenthetically he adds it, but nevertheless very significantly. In Philippians 4, verse 2, it says, Now I appeal to Euodia and Syntyche, please, because you belong to the Lord. What does he say? Can you imagine that here's Paul sitting in prison, writing all these beautiful things, these amazing statements of how we're to live our Christian life, and one thing he can't get off his mind are these 2 ladies back at the church who are not getting along with each other. They were not working for peace. They were breaking the unity of the Spirit in the church. And he says, I can't conclude this letter without